Hi everyone, this is Inwira, that's the ironic nude woman in a red armchair, offering my next one-way virtual high tea, coffee and cakes and a bit of Clarinet Chit Chat video. Now, it must be noted that these videos allow viewers to get a fly-on-the-wall appreciation of how, following a music lesson from a tutor.co.uk music tutor and it offering the feedback, how that feedback is applied by myself. So that's the purpose of these videos. Just to also reinforce, the idea is to fulfill all feedback suggestions from the tutor. So my last lesson was on the 20th of February 2021, and this is the feedback I received as follows. 1. From lesson 12, the song When the Saints Go Marching In was played, and the feedback suggestion was to keep going through this piece, playing the orthodox E fingering to C2 fingering over and over as a warm-up to help with getting the tempo faster and faster on the quavers. 2. Start by firstly tonguing all exercise in lesson 13 and work on making the transitions as smooth as possible when slurring. 3. Concentrate on exercise 1 and 2 of lesson 13 as these will help with all of the others. 4. Once more confident with the exercises, then try an F major scale, 2 octaves legato. And finally, number 5. For the first piece, Campton Race, which is in lesson 13, the second bar of the second line and the fourth bar of the last line will become easier the more you play the exercises on the previous page. So the right hand can stay down when playing these bars, and I'll show you as I go along what I mean by that. So let's begin with playing the following scales, again as suggested by a tutor but in a past feedback, as follows. G major, F major, D major, A major, A minor natural scale, A minor harmonic scale, and B flat major. Just one moment. Hello, back again. So let me begin by playing the G major scale. F major scale. The D major scale, which I always find slightly more difficult, that's got an F sharp and a C sharp in it. So still a little bit of difficulty, I have to practice that one. And by the way, I've actually highlighted, out of over 10 scales that I've got listed on my page, I've highlighted the ones that I find quite easy. And D major is not one of them. So just a bit more practice. B major, which is C, D, F, G and A sharp. Not bad. That was one of the highlighted ones, although I didn't do brilliantly on that occasion. A minor natural scale. Sorry. A minor harmonic scale. All of these are first octave, by the way, or the lowest note that one can play in the key. And then finally, just the B flat major scale. I always find this one quite easy, but I hope I haven't put my mouth on it. So here we go. Not a difficult scale to fulfill, but again, it's just about remembering where to put a flat or a sharp. So just one moment. So that's all the scales done. So the next suggestion as a warm-up was just to practice the fingering from E to C. So I'm going to do that now. And it's upper register E to upper register C. I call them E2 and C2. So let me just practice that. Now, the orthodox fingering obviously is E, and the C would be using the 8R key with all fingers down and the register key. I was used to playing C with the 5L key, but that's alternative fingering. So the idea is to go by the suggestion of the book and try to fulfill the exercises according to the fingering that the book has given me. It hasn't told me about alternative fingering as yet. And so when I asked my music tutor, perhaps could I use the alternative fingering, it was suggested that I actually go by the fingering that the book's stating, because it's actually teaching me something, whatever that is. I'm not quite sure. So what I'm going to do is just play as many times as possible. I'm going to transition from upper E to upper C. Now, the reason why I wanted to use the alternative fingering was because I found that I was creating a middle note when playing certain tunes, such as the next fulfilled feedback suggestion, which is based on the piece from Lesson 12, When the Saints Go Marching In. And this piece has a lot of E to C or C to E parts or notation. And I found that when I was playing E to C, again, it was creating that middle note. So let's see how I get on with this. And it's supposed to be played quickly. It's a 4/4 time signature. What also was suggested was that I add my own dynamics. So I've added in a couple of crescendos or diminuendos. Sorry. was quite interesting. Now there's a labelled bar 1 and labelled bar 2. So the idea is when you first go through the piece, you play labelled bar 1. And then it repeats, you go back to the beginning and repeat. But when you get to a certain point, you don't play labelled bar 1 this time. You play labelled bar 2 and that ends the piece. So that was quite interesting. I almost forgot to do that there. But it's about practice. Just one moment. Right, so the next feedback that I'm trying to fulfill is the tonguing all exercises in lesson 13 and work on making the transitions as smooth as possible when slurring. So we've got exercise 1 here. It's a transition from A, which is the second A, so in the second octave, to B, which is supposed to be played like that, although that's the orthodox way of playing it, with the 7L key, all fingers down, and the register key, or you can play it with the alternative fingering of 5L and 9R, and that's controversial. I won't go there, but anyway. Now, the idea of this exercise, or the following exercise, is to keep the right hand fingers down at all times. And what is being taught here, surely, according to my practice session, is that you don't have to take off every finger and then place fingers down again in order to get the next key out. Sometimes it makes it easier to transition between notes if the sound that comes from the note is the same, even though you keep a number of fingers down which otherwise wouldn't be part of playing that note. So for example, if I play an A, a second octave A, which is with the 1R key, I can also create the same sound with the 1R key down and the right hand 1, 2, 3 fingers on the holes as follows. And that's the purpose of these exercises, to teach me how to make transitioning between notes easier by not having to take all fingers and thumbs off every time and then place it back down. So here we go. Exercise 1. Keep your right hand fingers on keys. Not bad. Exercise 2. Apart from the D, which needs only 3 fingers, keep all 4 fingers of your right hand down. I don't understand that, but anyway. So here we go. Sorry. You can see how difficult it is, but just persevere. Exercise 3. Keep all your right hand fingers down, including the 4th finger. Exercise 4. Work out for yourself which fingers you can keep down. I've found that it's just for the A. so on and so forth. I'll have to work on that. You can see that these exercises are very difficult, and as agreed with my music teacher, this book is designed to DIY, rightly or wrongly, so it's actually teaching you. You're supposed to do it on your own with this particular book, and hence the reason why it appears to be quite technical or advanced very quickly on, because they're trying to teach you all the techniques to equip you without having a music tutor. But I have got a music tutor going through this book, which they quite like, actually, strangely enough. But anyway. And then exercise 4, work out for yourself which fingers exercise 5, the break should be undetectable to listeners. That's C major and F major, so I'm going to leave that one. Almost finished. Right, so I'm going to try the F major scale in 2 octaves. So I'm going from lower register F right the way through to the 2 octaves, basically. Sorry. Bother to transcend, but that wasn't bad. And then finally we have the piece in lesson 13, Campton Races. So I'm not going to play the whole piece, I'm just going to focus on the second bar of the second line and on the 4th bar of the last line, because these are quite tricky and you have to get the timing right. Just one moment. That's it. You have to get the timing right. Oh, here I. That was bar 2 of line 2. And bar 4 of the last line is as follows. And there you have it. So that was an example of how the type of practice that I conduct following feedback from my music tutor and music lesson. I hope it's been beneficial to view this when and if you do. And just one moment. Back again. So finally you can see how intense the feedback and the music lesson itself is getting using this book. That's the Ned Bennett A New Tune a Day Book 1 for clarinet. Again, just to re-emphasize, it is designed for, rightly or wrongly, to teach people to do it themselves, so teach yourself type of thing. So let's see how I get on in future videos, and I'll share my progress with you via these types of one-way videos. So this is Inwira saying thank you for watching. Again, I hope you're benefiting from these videos, and look out for up-and-coming videos of the same type. That's the virtual high tea, coffee and cakes and a bit of clarinet chit chat videos via youtube.com or Twitter @morgmoogie. Bye.